we've got a very brief reprieve from rainfall since the morning, and we thought we must use this time to go over to someone who knows their cars very well. Kranti Sambhav is with us from Overdrive. Kranti, pretend we could take our audiences back to May, June, pretend we could use a time machine, and we could tell them this is what you have to do to prepare your car best for this kind of weather. What would you have said?
Okay, so I'll give you 2-3 maybe practical tips which I use it. I'm a very lazy driver, so at times I've missed it, but with my experience I can tell you that one thing which we generally miss is the condition of your wiper blades, because what happens during summers we hardly use it, and then they become, over the time they become hard, and then they don't.
So how do you know it's time for a change? What are you looking for?
It's softer, and then when you use it, then it wipes clean. So that is something which we should take a look at definitely. And then the condition of the tires. If it loses tread, then what happens? If you must have heard that term called hydroplaning, because if there are no treads, it can't throw water away from in between. And then what happens? There's water log between the tire surface and the road, and then we brake or accelerate, it can just skid, and that's very, very dangerous. Because the next step I think we should always look at, which all our viewers should pay attention to, is the brake, the condition of the brakes, because that is something which is tricky. You should see and check if it is stopping properly or not, because what happens during monsoon, at times you see lots of water, lots of moisture on the discs and everything. At times it takes time, so your usual braking is not happening at that time. At times we panic because of that. So it's better we take it to the service station, then you can get the AC also checked, and rest of the stuff, what all hygiene checkups we can get it done. But these 3-4 tips are something which I tell to everyone.
So Kranti, tell us, obviously right now it's cleared out, but if you're stepping out, if it's raining outside...
Don't step out.
Okay.
That's the first tip I can give you. I mean, it's not only you who's driving. I mean, other drivers can, make some mistake, commit some kind of, driving mistake, and then all of us are unsafe. But again, that is only when you can. Otherwise, one thing which you need to take care of is the balance between braking and acceleration. Don't do sudden braking. Don't do violent acceleration. You might lose traction. And in case, if you remember that I think we discussed hydroplaning, in case that is happening, where you think that your car is sliding, then just go easy on your accelerator. Just let go of the gas, and you should be okay.
What about hazards? Sometimes people will put their lights on.
Yeah, that is a very common mistake we do. That's supposed to be for static cars. In case the car is broken down, then we use that blinker, not while driving in the rains. I mean, for visibility, you can switch on the lights. You don't have to use the blinkers, because blinkers internationally is supposed to be the signal for a distress call kind of thing, where the car it's a hazard. So it is not supposed to be used while driving.
Tell us, Kranti, of course, if you have a car like this, that's an off-roader, you've got that gap over here, so you maybe don't have to worry so much. But if you don't have this kind of car, what do you do? How do you gauge, even when you're stepping outside the house, how much flooding is taking place? Can I take my car outside?
Yeah. So that's the reason we see so many Indians buying SUVs, for to take care of the bad roads, and then these kind of flooding or waterlogging events. So even if you don't have higher cars, what I do, I'll give you my my way of tackling that. Whenever I see some kind of waterlogged area, puddles, so I wait. So I wait for other cars to pass, in case someone is already there. So I can compare the height of that car to mine. When you look at those puddles, what we see, the most horrific visuals are those cars submerged in water, or cars getting stalled. There are like mainly 3 reasons why we see that. One is obviously the electric circuit. In case the water goes there, it can cause malfunction and the car stalls. One reason which we generally see is your exhaust pipe getting submerged in,
So this is obviously if the exhaust pipe is not high enough,
yes,
right?
Yes, okay. So that can stall the vehicle. But one of the misconceptions we have seen is that many customers, many car buyers, they feel, or the users, they feel that because of this, the engine gets damaged. It's not that. So this is what we have to be careful with, because air intake is the spot where it should be clean. Water should not enter there because it will go to the engine because it's supplying air to the engine, and then that process called hydrolocking that happens and it damages your vehicle, and that's the most expensive thing which we keep hearing about. And you can actually gauge, you can check your bonnet and see what kind of air intake level are we looking at.
Kranti, okay, what if, one is taking all of these precautions and your car is still stalling?
Yeah.
Water still maybe entering. What are you supposed to do?
That's the most important thing you have to remember. You have to keep reminding yourself and not panic. Don't try to restart it. Maybe it's just stalled because of any other reason, and the moment we try to restart it, the water might enter the engine. So even if it is not damaged earlier, maybe we can damage it later by trying to restart it.
We had to do this with an electric vehicle also. Tell us, we're standing in front of an EV right now. You think EV, electric vehicle in the water, electric shock, what could happen there? Tell us.
I mean, there are two school of thoughts, I would say, maybe two thoughts. One is obviously that it doesn't have exhaust pipe or air intake the way ICE engines have. So this might be safer in water. And the other thought is that battery plus water is dangerous. But both the cases, both thoughts, I think are not accurate because they have these batteries and motors which are IP67 rated, which is basically, IP is not that what we use to
property.
Intellectual property. This is ingress protection from dust and water, but water for a limited period of time. So we can't make it amphibious vehicle just because it has IP67. But at the same time, this is not as dangerous as many people think, that just because it has battery and the moment we go in some kind of puddle, it'll give us electric shock. So it's not.
One of the things you look at is how to keep a car beautiful, especially in this weather also. So what do you suggest if you're taking your car out in the rain, dhool, mitti, acid rain? How do you save your car from all of that?
So a very good question, Toya. And if I talk about precautions which needs to be taken in monsoon, so a person should always get his glass coating done before monsoon season start, because glass coating increases the hydrophobicity of the glass. Second thing, what we can do कि we have different type of coatings available in the market as of now. अगर हम coating कराते हैं तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है, because what coating does, it forms a small protective layer over the car exterior paint surface. तो anti rust coating हम करा सकते हैं, हमारी कार पे रस्ट नहीं लगेगी उससे.